So, today I want to talk about Peter Parker, aka the dumbest man on Earth. Yes, I said it, I really think this version of Peter Parker has the potential to be the dumbest man on Earth. Not the smartest, and also potentially the weakest Spider-Man in the entirety of the history of Spider-Man. I'm going to explain why later, but first let's say why he's dumb. Like, he's so dumb. So, first of all, I never understood why in this game they wouldn't take away the villain suits once they captured it, once they neutralized them. I first noticed it in Miles Morales, the DLC slash standalone game. I realized that Rhino, well, they were trying to escort a payload. And the whole time I kept thinking, why is he in a container? I know Rhino is like, he's built like a tank, right? He has like strength. He's very powerful physically. But all those, I mean, almost all those villains are like regular people. Mysterio, Vulture, Rhino, Scorpio, they're all regular people. Though they may have been physically, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they are built different, but they don't have superpowers. Everything they have is, I'll say, a suit granting them the ability to do whatever they want to do. So what if you Peter Parker, which is he's advertised as that very smart, guy. He's a nerd, he's like he knows all those tech stuff. So he's supposed to be smart. If you Peter Parker and you just capture the criminal, which suit grant him super abilities, what's the first thing you do? I'll tell you what you do. You remove that suit, you take that away from them. But what does he do? He just sent them to prison with the suit on. So many things could have been prevented if they just took away the suit from Rhino to begin with. But no, they didn't. For some reason, they didn't think about it. They usually say two heads are better than one, but in this case, I feel like it's worse because now you have Miles, which is also like a very smart dude, supposedly, whose brain apparently decided to take a vacation when it was needed the most because I swear to God, that's the most obvious thing to do. Take away the suits. They even made some handcuffs for Scorpio's tail, and I was wondering, why would you do that? Think about it. What's easier? Take away the suit or Taylor make some handcuffs for his tail? Think about it. Like, what's easier to do? Anyway, I feel like that's the first thing which didn't make sense to me because it could have prevented so much disaster in Miles Morales, and at least I don't know. It feels like that's not smart to put people in prison with the suit on. Look at what they did to Martin Lee. They know how dangerous he is, so they just nail him to his bed, which should be the case for every one of those criminals. But no, I guess the others get a free pass because they don't have superpowers. Anyway, let's move on to something else, something which is just as dumb, because it's not just Peter being a dumbass in this game. Almost everybody in this game they just make questionable decisions. You have Craven, he's like a renowned hunter. Like, he's really good at hunting people, and he's always looking for the next thrill, the next hunt, the next big thing, which is why he was going after Vulture, Scorpio, Martin Lee, and potentially even Venom at some point. So you have this guy who is looking for the best, like creme de la creme, and he's capturing Tombstone. Of all people, he's capturing Tombstone. I don't know. If I were Craven, I would maybe, seek the one guy who caught all those bad guys, because I'm assuming if he caught them, he might be stronger than them, but he's going for the weaklings, and he's destroying the weaklings, and he's like, oh, I thought you were stronger, but I mean, I'm like, they're not strong, because all they have is their suit, and the moment he took away his tail, like Scorpio's tail, he was done. So basically, those villains are not actually, they're just morons, honestly, and Craven, instead of going for Spider-Man from the very start, he's going for, again, Tombstone. But anyway, Peter Parker Spider-Man is going to rescue Tombstone. And from the very start, I wondered, why not try to, use your force, to break the bars away? Like, I don't know, to do something, right? I don't know. I don't understand the plan. The plan is to, like, destroy the whole structure or whatever. You have Harry next to you, and he has strength. Like, he can potentially help you. He can be great help if you decide to use strength to help Tombstone escape. But no, they decide to send Harry inside to do something, and then they realize they can do that, and they try to use their strength. And of course, Spider-Man, who can, I don't know, hold two trains together and all those crazy things. All of a sudden he forgot he got that strength. I swear to God, this guy he's not just dumb. I mean, this version of Spider-Man had his powers for, let's say, what, 9 years? But I really feel like he's a new guy. Like, he got his powers yesterday because he is so dumb, and you don't see the experience which comes with having those powers for such a long time. When you see Miles, you can tell he's new, but he can also do some things. But Peter, I feel like all he does is getting beat up. He gets beat up by Craven, he gets beat up by MJ, even with the black suit on. He gets beat up by Miles. He gets beat up by pretty much everybody. Even in the first game, even in the DLC, the Miles Morales DLC, he gets beat up by Rhino. Like, everybody destroys him. So I'm really here thinking, what actually is he good at? Like, he's incredibly stupid. That's not his forte, and he's incredibly weak. So, he's supposed to be tutoring Miles, but I feel like Miles should be tutoring him because he's he's missing so many things. Like, he's incredibly bad and stupid. Anyway, moving on to some other dumb shit. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about it just a little bit more, just a little bit. You're telling me that all it took to kill Spider-Man was just to stab him in the stomach. Not even he's hurt. It wouldn't make sense, it would have made sense that if he was stabbed in his heart, but no, he was just, that guy with superhuman strength was just stabbed in the stomach and he died. But you telling me that MJ can withstand the full force of Venom and, and still live, but my God, Peter Parker cannot get stabbed in the stomach and survive. Okay, so at some point, Miles gets captured and he has to face Martin Lee for some reason. Craven is not killing them. No, he wants to watch them fight. And then Miles decides to help Martin Lee escape so that he can tell Spider-Man where he is. And I kept thinking, why not just escape? If you can help someone else escape, I'm assuming you can escape too. And the reason why he has to help, he has to let Martin Lee escape because he doesn't trust Peter. He knows Peter will never find him unless he helps him because he's that dumb. Peter is so dumb that he doesn't realize that maybe Miles might be at that one place he was a while ago, because it looked like some place where they would all gather, all the hunters under Craven would gather. So he doesn't even try to check that one place first. No, he's just waiting for a sign from God. And that sign comes as, well, Martin Lee. And okay, so he learns about Miles' whereabouts from Lee, and then he decides to leave. He decides to leave Lee under no protection or, I'll say, surveillance whatsoever, and he decides to chase after Miles. And I want you to remember that that very guy, Martin Lee, killed multiple people. He's a criminal. He's not he's not a saint. Like, he's actually the reason why Aunt May died. And Peter, who is feeling guilty, when it comes to Aunt May's death, I love it. He decides to just walk away. Basically, he's like, I'm gonna catch you next time. What about if you can't catch him next time? What about if he causes even more pain and suffering around? That's on you. That's not on him this time. That's on you because you're just so dumb that you can't put him behind bars. Even for his own protection, because he's being chased by hunters. You know, and Craven is very efficient at what he does. He's already killed multiple criminals, so I don't know. I feel like if I'm Peter, I'm going to first try to know about Martin Lee's whereabouts by putting him under protection or surveillance, or do anything other than letting the guy just leave into the wild. I don't know. That's just so dumb. Anyway, anyway. So, do you remember what I just said about Peter blaming himself for Aunt May's death? It is relevant because what he does next is borderline the stupidest thing I've ever seen anyone do. I feel like to the Game Awards there should be a category like labeled dumbest video game protagonist, and he will win it hands down because what he does next, oh wow. So anyway, they have this big plan when it comes to taking away the meteorite from Venom, because Venom wants to do some bad things, and basically if they get their hands on the meteorite, that's it. That piece of rock, that's it. It's game over, and everybody, they live happily ever after. And they come up with a plan which is it is amazing. So Peter has to distract Venom, because all Venom really wants is for them to be besties, right? So wherever Peter goes, Venom is going to follow. Now Miles has to go to that cave or sewer thingy, or like his base of operations, and he has to distract the people he turned into monsters. While MJ of all people has to go into the belly of the beast and take the crystal away, unsupervised, with no protection whatsoever. She has to retrieve the rock and go out by herself. Again, listen, you have two superhumans in this team and one human, and they decide to decide that the one human which can actually die should go into the cave, and retrieve the rock, and then come out unarmed. I'm just baffled by how ridiculous that this plan is, because I swear to God, if MJ died, it would have been 100% his fault. Aunt May's death may not have been his fault, but MJ's would have 100% been his fault. 100%. This is so stupid to send her. And what does she face? She faces monsters like those like Venom turned monsters, and she even fights a symbiote, like a symbiote behemoth. Like if you play the game, you know how ridiculously strong those guys are. And she has to face one of them. So this is the kind of danger she's exposed, and they don't care. Like Miles and Peter, they don't care about it at all. They are okay with MJ dying, and I'm not okay with it, because that's just, you send her home. She's a civilian. She has no business being there. Even if she has a sonic device, she has no business being there. She could have died. She could have died. And there is no reason why Miles couldn't do what she was supposed to do. And here's the thing, he could have done that even faster. There is no reason why MJ should be there. There is no reason why Peter wouldn't see how dangerous it is to expose his girlfriend to death. That's not what you do when you blame yourself for the death of your aunt. That's not what you do. That's what you do when you want your girlfriend to die. I honestly feel like he may have some unprocessed feelings about the whole thing, and he really wants MJ to die, because that's not something you do when you want to protect the ones you love. And then MJ retrieves the rock, because of course she does. She's MJ, she has to do it. And then they're trying to leave to get back to the lab, but then she's taking her motorcycle, and I'm there thinking, okay, what is faster? Miles, who can swing, who can use his his wings to get to one place to the next in within seconds, or MJ, who's going to drive her motorcycle and potentially be exposed to even more danger. What is faster? I think it's the motorcycle. I gotta say, because given how dumb the other two are, Miles and Peter, I gotta say, MJ seems like she will get through it faster, because I'm pretty sure Miles is going to find a way to get distracted, as they always do. But yeah, so Peter basically cannot take away the villain suits. He can't he can't think straight, when it comes to, oh, what is the most logical thing I should do right now? I have a guy killing villains, and he captured my friend, and I've been where he kept the prisoners before, so I'm wondering where may he be? He's just like, he's just so dumb. And then he sent his true love, the one he truly wishes to protect, like, to death, basically to die. And I'm like, oh my god, Peter Parker. Throughout the whole game, I kept wondering to myself, like, how long has he been Spider-Man? Because we are told that he is strong, he is wise, but I don't see it. I mean, there is no denying that Miles is stronger. At least in the game, Miles is so much stronger than Peter. It's not even close, right? Miles can body Lee, even give a hard time to Craven. He even defeated symbiote Peter Parker. To tell you just how weak my guy is, he is so weak that even with the symbiote, Miles was able to body him. And even his girlfriend was able to body him. I'm like, oh my god, how weak can you be? Like, come on, man. Have some like, respect yourself. How weak can you potentially be? Everybody's bodying him. Everybody. I don't know if you can tell, but it's not just the fact that he is dumb. He's also incredibly weak. He needed Miles to defeat Sandman. He needed Miles to defeat Venom. And I'll say the only thing Peter did, kinda did, was take care of Lizard, but I don't want to give it that W to him because he had the suit, but Peter would have never, Peter died to a knife. Peter died to a knife. Miles took care of Lee. He bodied symbiote Peter. He even went head to head against Venom and won. He actually won. And he also took care of Mysterio. Tell me, who did Peter took care of? He couldn't even take care of his girlfriend. So oh my god, I can't believe this. I can't. Anyway, I feel like next time I'm going to tell you why this game doesn't make sense, because you have so many plot holes in this game. It's just incredible. I swear to God, I feel like this game wants you to turn your brain off if you want to play it. Peter Parker. I guess, in a way, with great power comes greater stupidity. Yeah. I'll see you around. And don't be like Peter, please.
Spider-Man, wake up! Go! I've got this. Bubble! I've got this! Get clear!